making this video because there's a guy over here sitting on one of these rocks who kind of looked like the who was being threatening towards me the other day. And the guy had yelled at me. I was far enough off, I don't know who he was, but I figure since I gotta walk this way, I better turn on my phone when I do it. Because Patricia's story is important. This video is only gonna last long enough for me to get to an area that is public. I'm trying to conserve gas in my car, so I don't really feel comfortable leaving it where it's at, but I don't have the help that I need to make sure that I can feed myself, clothe myself, make it to appointments. There's a lot of stuff that I'm not able to do, and the more you victimize me for not being able to do it, the less capable I am of doing anything for myself. This could have been stopped by people, instead of assuming, actually finding out and taking a look. You know, I was hoping my dad for once in my life would try being a dad. He really didn't. He just tried to be a controlling asshole. With each and every one of these people, they wanted to give me advice. This is something that all autistic people are sick of. All of us. We come to you for help, and you tell us what to do. You want to give us advice and talk over us, not hear anything that we have to say and blow us off. You are dismissive as fuck. And by the way, that is coming from the entire autism community. We are subhumans to you. We are subhumans to our own parents. Oh, they wanted normal kids. They wanted normal kids. They wanted normal kids, and they're pissed off they can't send us back to the fucking factory. That's right, there's no factory warranty on your children. If your child is born different, that doesn't mean bad, that doesn't mean stupid, that doesn't mean they don't know what the fuck is going on. But you guys hear that we're wired differently. No, we're really not. We have some quirks. To each of us, our quirks are a little different. Oh, go ahead. I thought I was going to cross the road. Not till the crosswalk says to. As a homeless person, you gotta try to mind your P's and Q's the best that you can. Something that a college kid could get away with doing blatantly in front of an officer is potentially a crime for you. When it comes to Hood River Police Department, you know what? All the homeless are sick of this shit. All of them. They're sick of the violence, they're sick of the threats, they're sick of the cruelty from the American public. Now you get to hear from everywhere I go that the cops there are especially assholes, whether it be Hood River or Chapel, Nebraska or Boulder, Colorado. The reason for this is that the tactics are all the same. They treat you a different way when people go in with you than they do when you go in alone. Their tactics are different. Officer Shelley earlier today, when we were speaking about how wrong that was, what they did to Dean, He agreed. When I spoke out about that, and of course, I went to Hood River Police Department's official website. Of course, it wasn't people receptive to what I was saying. It was people who wanted to bully. How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? That officer, understanding that situation with Dean was wrong, it being recorded on my channel. You know, if these officers admit they screwed up, they can establish a great deal of trust with me. Is that Mike? Nope, that's not Mike. I think that might be Danny. Anyway, this is a safety walk. I don't know where that guy disappeared to. That's weirding me out. But, well, as long as he isn't messing with me, right? Just hope he's not messing with someone else. Now, the folks here tell me he's harmless. He's not violent. He'll just scream and shout. There's also the situation with Andrew, or Drew, sorry. I guess he got a hernia. They had to call the police a third time, and they also called an ambulance. So I guess they're trying to do what they can for him. The whole camp over there is up in arms like in a camper over a bottle in Nederland, Colorado. Mile marker 37.5. Yeah, we'd have, well, a much bigger issue actually, because we'd have a lot of alcoholics who, in order to not have seizures first thing in the morning, they're going to need a shot. If they don't have that shot and their body is dependent upon it, that seizure could kill them, like it did with Randy Ingersoll, like it did with Anna Hunka, although Anna Hunka might have been a murder. I don't know. See, here's Rana's story and Natalie's story kind of intertwined along the same, what do you call it? Cosmic level. Let's make it sound crazy by saying cosmic. Natalie Bollinger left Tim Beeson over physical abuse, and Anna Hunka left her husband over physical abuse. So Tim Beeson bought Natalie a puppy to try to get her to stay. Anna Hunka's ex-husband bought her a puppy to try to get her to stay. Then Tim Beeson abused the shit out of Natalie. Then Anna's ex abused the shit out of Anna. I was her rubber ducky. She was hundreds and hundreds of miles away, but when she'd take a bath, I was her bath buddy. She'd call me up when she was trying to relax and wanted to wind down for the day. Anyway, we're up to Town Park now, so I can start checking parking meters and try to make sure I do have enough for coffee in the morning, just barely. But I do have enough. I don't want to get greedy, but I do want to, hopefully I'll make a couple bucks I might be able to put in for gas. Without someone making these phone calls with me, I'm pretty screwed. My resources are tapped. I've been doing this here in Hood River for about 5 months. I try to lead by example You notice there's situations where people are screaming, and I'm taking the side of the person who's screaming. That's because I recognize that that screaming very well could and probably is a trauma response. So, one thing that I did tonight that's kind of against the rules, I did make it about me on a couple of occasions during the conversation with Patricia. Y'all know how aggravated I get when people do that to me. Of course, they do it to me a lot more than what I did to Patricia, but that doesn't change the fact that it dismisses the victim. You know, you don't have to trade stories to let them know that you understand what they really need you to do. Instead of telling a story of a similar situation, you're supposed to listen to theirs and try to listen to understand. A lot of y'all are ADOS, attention deficit O squirrel, or attention deficit O shiny. You guys don't have very long attention span. Cigarette butts all over the place. I hurt too much to bend down right now. And of course, since I'm wearing a hoodie, I'm getting sweaty, and the dead skin that's on top is getting itchy, and now I'm scraping it off. Not much fun. This route takes, I don't know, probably about 30 minutes to an hour to complete. And, you know, some nights I'll make 12 cents. Other nights I might make $4 or $5 out of the change machines. One of the things with Patricia is that she knows things. She knows the people here. She knows their quirks, and she's familiar with them. She can tell me who I need to look out for and who not to. She's got a lot of useful information. There's a lot of people out here with useful information. When it comes to human trafficking, if you want to know about human trafficking, ask a homeless person. Matter of fact, in specific, you need to ask a homeless female. The cops could do something about the human trafficking just by, well, instead of threatening, harassing, and intimidating people who have been human trafficked, actually listening to them with an open ear and an open mind. Desperate people do desperate things. When you're expecting people to take care of themselves. Good evening, folks. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you for existing. Life is grand. Not always, but you know what? Accepting a smile, you know, that made me feel better. And I was definitely gonna acknowledge the fact that two human beings just saw me and smiled for no good reason except that they see me. I don't even know those folks. Get back to the situation with Miss Patricia. Her experiences are similar to a lot of other experiences of people on my channel. They're, well, a lot of them are universal. Not every single woman out here is going to go through this abuse. And some women out here are going to go through so much abuse that nobody's going to believe them. it's that horrendous. You want to tell yourselves that those things could never happen to another human being. And the reality of it is, yeah, it can. And these people come to you for help, and you blow them off like they don't matter. Maybe it's because somebody told you they're schizophrenic. Maybe it's because they inferred that a person was a violent schizophrenic by saying mentally ill. But what it all comes down to is that these people are still people. They're still human beings. They're still deserving of love and attention. God damn it, my back hurts. So she tried to be very professional in what she was doing and what she was stating. And she tried to be as concise as she possibly could. Some of my questions were a little away from her topic, and I told her I was gonna hand it to her and let her talk. She actually did a badass job because she was carrying all of her stuff. So basically I just held the telephone while she talked. And I think it worked out all right. Oh my God, I've got to pee. No change. I'm now over by the library, which is kind of nice. It's a pretty green lawn. The sprinklers are on. A lot of folks say you need to just let it go. That seems to be everybody's advice. Meanwhile, they're not taking into account that I did let it go. I let it go when I left Virginia in 2016. And I blocked Natalie Bollinger. And I blocked Alicia Bollinger. And Maddie Boa started in, I blocked her too. If you can't tell the truth about me, we can't be friends. Then there's the fact that Natalie Bollinger never, ever, not even once, ever claimed that I tried to sexually assault her in any way, shape, or form. Her sister either. Both these young women did speak about Tim Beeson and Ted Bollinger. So, you guys helped Natalie's predators and mine to get away with this. But you just want it to go away. Kind of like these officers think that their co-workers should not lose their jobs over this. No, they absolutely should. Now, I would ask for leniency for anybody who comes forward and admits they screwed up. The thing is, when you've got two parties who are both claiming that they're being abused over a situation, it needs to be dealt with swiftly. Somebody needed to get involved from day one. This abuse needed to fucking stop all the way in Virginia. But the cops there didn't take it seriously. This is the thing with the bias. Yeah, these cops, they tell themselves, oh man, it's too bad that we have to let all these guys go. And then they find somebody who is easy to victimize. And they're like, oh yeah, we get to do our jobs now. We're allowed to arrest this one. Oh, he's not guilty? Well, fuck, who cares? We'll just pretend it was not involved. We'll just pretend that us assaulting the shit out of Sean Schwartz has absolutely nothing to do with Natalie dying. It's fucking horse shit. My friends wanted to claim that they loved me and claim that they cared while throwing me out into the most abusive environment that they possibly could and looking the other way. Then pretending for months and months and months on end that they were eventually gonna help me turn it in. No. By August of 2018, it was almost 2 full years. 2 full years of trying to get help. 2 full years of people telling me I just need to love myself. Or, of course, wanting to control the situation. All these folks assume that because I came to them for help, that they get to be the master and commander of the ship and I just have to listen. No. No, this is not a fucking control issue with anyone but you. You need to listen to the victim. If you cannot listen to the victim, well, you don't care about the victim. And that's what it comes down to ultimately. If you don't want to hear it, when somebody is coming to you about abuse, you want to talk over them, talk down to them, tell them how to think and how to feel. No, I'm not going to fucking just lay down and take it, stupid. Now all the evidence, body camera evidence, if I'd have had help, we could have requisitioned that. But what did my friends do? They looked the other way for months, kept on giving me empty promises. I needed their help getting an advocate, and they didn't help with that. Of course, they wanted to pretend that they'd hooked me up with an advocate named, what was her name? I'd have to ask Cara Rogers. She's the one that recorded the conversation. Oh yeah, and then she destroyed it. She destroyed the evidence. This was never, ever about justice for any of these people. The thing with Layla Johnson and Kara Johnson Miles and Cara Rogers is these people all fucking played head games. That's what it was. All of these people knew that I was trying to turn in the crimes against me and I needed help in person and didn't have it. Miss Peaches was not helping me in person. She claimed that she was gonna before Natalie died, but yeah, we were gonna work on that after dinner. I even remember what I was gonna cook. I had a cast iron skillet in one hand and chorizo in the other. I was trying to learn me some Spanish. I figured that'd work out best if it was Spanish that I might possibly use. Yeah, it's odd to try to learn Spanish from reading packages. When I first went to Jeff Ritter about the abuse, what he should have done immediately is help me to turn it in. When I went to Kara Heller about the abuse, the first thing she should have done is help me to turn it in. Just like all these other people who claim that they were going to help me. What I need your help with is showing the fucking truth. The truth. The evidence that shows that I told the truth. And Natalie Bollinger fucking slattered the shit out of me. And her fucking friends and family fucking harassed me, threatened me, insulted me. For over a year before she was killed. But you don't want to read that. You don't want to see it. You want someone that you can fucking hate. None of my supposed loved ones bothered to try looking at all the fucking abuse that I go through. Or why. My older brother just wanted somebody to be a dick to. I'm used to that out of him. He's always been that way. Might makes right. I try to do it peacefully and look the way I'm treated. I didn't go running around fucking threatening to kill people before Natalie was killed. That did not happen. I was not arrested. That did not happen. I was taken to the hospital. The evidence shows that I am the one who told the truth, not Natalie Bollinger. The evidence But then again, they were able to keep out the evidence by playing me out as to be some sort of schizophrenic monster. They went out of their way to ignore my disabilities and pretend that my disabilities were something else entirely. My predators tried to pass off to the hospitals that I was schizophrenic. They wrote down on the paperwork that they was told I was schizophrenic, but that doesn't make it a diagnosis. See, here's the thing, by law, according to the DSM-5, 6 months, that's right, 6 months, you cannot diagnose schizophrenia in less time than that. Somebody was telling me they updated it to 4 months, but the version that I read was not that one, obviously. And I don't know if that's true or not. I have to look it up. But that doesn't detract from the fact that no doctor, if it was 4 months, well, Dr. Ted Hill, who refused to diagnose me as schizophrenic because I'm not, Dr. Sears, who refused to diagnose me as schizophrenic because I'm not, Dr. Arata refused to diagnose me as schizophrenic because I'm not. All the doctors that actually saw me and actually interacted with me, well, all of them said I'm not schizophrenic, I'm not delusional. I do have PTSD. However, if you are delusional or schizophrenic, you don't get to come off of the C2 unit. I was told that the reason I was transferred over to the restricted housing unit is because I am not schizophrenic or delusional. There's also the issue of the public pretenders. I kept telling them, hey, if you're going to tell me that, you need to put it in writing. If you're not going to put it in writing, I can't believe you. And of course, the things that they refused to put in writing that I made decisions based on ended up being lies. And of course, with me not having access to the recording stuff, I couldn't record it, so it's their word versus mine. They automatically win by calling me mentally ill. It's fine though, because you don't care. We're not humans to you. Broke people are the most victimized people in this country for a reason. You look who's targeted. The disabled, yeah, they're probably not making millions of dollars a year. Now, if you want to go, oh, well, what about? Well, you can go ahead and tell us the exceptions, but we got 60 million disabled people in this country. 60 million. That is a pretty significant fucking number. It's over 60 million now. But then, when somebody is injured to the point that they are not able to work, and they're forced into homelessness because of it, you don't have any fucking remorse. You don't care about them as a human being. You're gonna go by and tell them, you need to get a job. You just need to get a job. You need to get a job. Yeah, disabilities don't work that way. It'd be nice if they did. There's a lot of stuff that having a job does fix for me, but also I'm not able to do those jobs. I pick up the trash because it's good for my mental health. It helps me to see at least some progress, some sense of accomplishment. Hey, there was a bunch of trash there, and now it's gone. Yay! Alright, it's time for me to get back to trying to find some damn money. Oh my god, I am so sweaty and fucking itchy. I shouldn't have put on my hoodie, but I didn't want to get eaten by the fucking mosquitoes. Of course, right now I am covered in dead icky skin now, so I probably don't seem that appealing to a mosquito. If I don't get someone to make these phone calls with me, they needed to be done 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to be able to get my disability. People procrastinated, they didn't take it seriously, and you guys keep victimizing me because I'm not able to do it myself. You assume I should be able to because of my genitalia. Are you fucking stupid? Jeff Baldridge is lucky that he's in a wheelchair. You guys go, oh, how the fuck is he lucky for being in a wheelchair? Well, people can see his disabilities. When Jeff says, hey, I need help getting up those stairs, I can't push up the stairs. People don't argue with him for 6 months and tell him that he's wrong about not being able to push up the stairs. They can see that he's in a fucking wheelchair. With disabilities, though, you guys have opinions. You don't bother to find out from the person themselves. You don't bother to find out from autistic people what this is really like. Autistic people aren't humans to you. We never were. Nikola Tesla probably had Asperger's. Same thing with Albert Einstein, same thing with Leonardo da Vinci. These are some of the greatest minds in the Western world, didn't they? Yep. You guys want to pretend that I'm automatically standoffish for no reason. No, I'm sick and tired of people not listening to me, giving advice, assuming I'm fucking retarded. There's a reason that I didn't tell people that I was autistic. There's a reason that I worked so hard to hide it. It's because when people know that you're autistic, they'll victimize you whenever the fuck they want, get away with it, call you mentally ill, insinuate that you're schizophrenic and violent and delusional. And that's the thing, is you're not allowed to defend yourself against it. Natalie Bollinger and her friends needed to stop. They shouldn't have started pulling that bullshit to begin with. I get that they were embarrassed. I get that. I mean, here I am. I've driven all the way there because Natalie was going to fucking kill herself if I didn't. I went and rescued Jamie Curtis and her son from the situation in Rapid City, South Dakota. All of the money that I had to take care of myself when I got to Virginia was gone. All of the money that I had saved up so that I could be able to go see Ed Simmons and be able to go see Brett Roloff and to go be able to see Amanda DeMette. Oh, yeah, more change. All that money was spent rescuing Jamie Curtis, who showed that she was ungrateful and that she was just manipulating me. If you're going to tell me something and then you're going to say something entirely different to the American public, well, I can't believe you. I can't believe the words that are coming out of your mouth. If you're going to tell me that a man is beating on you, and that you're afraid to be anywhere near him, and I need to call you once a week to make sure you and the boy are safe, and then you don't answer your phone, that's pretty screwed up. It turned out that it was because James had apparently gotten back together with Jamie, which is weird because the girlfriend that he had at the time, when I exposed the situation with James Payton, I did it on his, I want to say on his girlfriend's post. on his site. And the girlfriend that he had at the time wasn't Jamie. So I'm kind of confused about that since I went through and it doesn't match up. But, you know, maybe he's talking about a year later. I don't know. See, that's one of the things about it being James is understandably standoffish, but also there's the sorry, I've gotten to the point where I am hobbling because my limbs hurt and because I am really trying hard not to pee myself. I can't run to a bathroom, so I'm looking for a place to illegally pee. I don't know where the nearest bathroom is, but I do know that there might be a place where I can go to the bathroom. Hopefully, I just don't know where at this time of the night. You guys, you don't care how your little white lies turn into giant monstrosities. You start lying and you just can't stop. And then by the end, you've told so many lies, you just can't recover from it. She just didn't want to get in trouble, I understand that, but she didn't understand the kind of trouble that she had created from, oh, this is the wrong way. She didn't understand the situation that she had created for me. That shit spread like wildfire and that people started embellishing and adding their own stuff to it. I did try to explain to Natalie what was going on. I absolutely did reach out to her. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to reach out to your bully, tell him how it makes you feel, and ask him to stop. I tried that. It didn't work. Then you're supposed to go to your friends and family. Well, my family wasn't going to do shit. I already knew that. Nope, no good snipes in there. Oh, fuck it. This is an incredibly complicated situation. There's a lot of people who promised to help me out and just never followed through. And then there's people who want to throw stuff in my face that, well, they're being misled. Like, of course, Shannon Alvarado wanted to throw it in my face that Alyssa Rainwater had sent me money while I was in Arapahoe County Jail so I could, of course, make phone calls. Well, you know what? According to her mother, Mandy Hughes had actually sent me money before that. Mandy Hughes sent money when it would have made a difference, when I could have contacted these people and let them know what was going on. You guys don't understand how these fucked up laws that allow these predators to get away with it, it's not a law. It's not actually a law. Matter of fact, it's against the law for these people to do these things. It's against the law for them not to investigate the crimes against me. That's the thing about getting the developmental disability paperwork done. Now, everybody I go to for help, they all want to be in charge. They all think that they know what is best for me when they don't even know what the fuck is going on. I reach out to them. They don't give a fuck. Of course, on the bright side, it could be worse. Caitlin Rose is a definite stalker. At least she didn't stalk me. She was just stalking my older brother. But it's okay to stalk men, isn't it? Of course it's okay. They're men. They just need to man up. They just need to take it. You punish the good men for what you do. When it comes down to it, guys are expected to ask the women out, and the woman gets to decide who they say yes or no to. Thus, if a woman is in a shitty relationship, chances are pretty good that it's because she said yes. That is not all of our fault, and it should not be our responsibility to repeatedly clean up the messes of people who are taught that they can be habitually fucking stupid. Women are not inherently stupid. Men are not inherently stupid. The thought of sex makes everybody inherently stupid. It gums up your brains and makes you dumb. Same thing with drugs. Law enforcement, their protocol for how they treat the homeless is the same nationwide. It doesn't matter where you go. You don't matter. You're the most victimized people in America, and the American government and American people have stated loud and clear that we should all be arrested for being broke and murdered. Putting somebody in prison just for existing is murder. What was done to me was not okay, and it still is not. Those traumatic experiences, and of course, my predators getting away with it. Mentally ill, mentally ill, mentally ill, mentally ill. Did I mention mentally ill, mentally ill? Oh, he's mentally ill. He must be mentally ill. He's mentally ill, so we don't have to do our jobs because we called him mentally ill. Congratulations, mentally ill. They might as well just change my fucking name to mentally ill. I know I'm probably not going to get heard, but I can still speak up for others. I can be the help that I needed. These people say, oh, well, nobody would go in with me. We got somebody who will go in with you now. Oh, it's not going to work. Oh, now I got to worry about this. Now I got to worry about that. And in 6 months, you'll still be out here. In a year, you'll still be out here. In 6 years, you'll probably still be out here. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're a piece of shit. It's because you're never going to make enough money when you're homeless to get up and out. The cost of living increases when you're homeless. It doesn't decrease. When you can't cook your own food, or you got to go buy something so you can use the bathroom, I mean, you're spending just as much money as if you lived in a house, but you don't live in a house. I needed help, and the people I was sent to didn't help. They wanted to repeatedly tell me it's not their job, it's not their job, it's not their job. Well, if it's nobody's fucking job, and that's the thing, is that it's not nobody's job, people. It is someone's job to investigate these crimes. Then again, the people I had to go to investigate these crimes went out of their way to ignore these crimes literally for years before doing anything. Before making any actual contact, these people knew, and you can listen to the recordings from Nebraska State Patrol and many other agencies. It's not that I didn't let them know, it's that they didn't listen. See, here's the grand plan. They call these places up. As soon as they hear the word mentally ill, they hang up. As soon as they hear the word homeless, they hang up. When you tell them you're trying to turn in cops, they hang up. There are dozens and dozens of conversations recorded on my YouTube of that shit happening. Meanwhile, you pretend that I am schizophrenic for saying that it happened. How is that okay? I'm for assisted suicide for a reason. Some of us just aren't human to you. Laura Nelson showed that between being a righteous, God-fearing woman and allowing an innocent man to be victimized, she was going to let the innocent man be victimized and pretend like she believed in the Jesus. Not my fault, not my choice. That's right, when you do something fucked up, go hide behind religion. Uh, This shit is not okay. Someone needs to make the calls with me or I'm going to get blown off. But none of you ever made the calls with me. Megan Maesgatis made a few calls with me about other things, but never about turning in the abuse. She never, ever made any of the calls with me to put a stop to the abuse. Ever. She did not help me to prepare for court in any way, shape, or form. The thing is, between admitting her fuck-ups and allowing me to be victimized, she already showed from the very beginning that she wasn't interested in actually helping me. She was interested in feeding me lip service. Just like everyone else. I'm not perfect, so you won't help me. But even if I am perfect, you still won't help me. You still, after all these years, have taken zero time to stop, listen, and look at the evidence instead of interrupting me and being assholes. Shannon Alvarado, there's one video where she does a pretty good job of listening. She was doing better, and I was grateful for it. But that didn't last long. That's the problem. I needed a parent or a guardian to go in with me. I don't have parents who care. I don't have a guardian. And of course, I haven't had an advocate either. Megan Maesgatis did not fulfill the obligations of an advocate in the state of Nebraska. And my predators, such as Scott DeCosta, get to pretend like their hands are clean because she's an autism advocate. Megan Maesgatis did not fight that. She made zero effort to fight that. When you want to make the claim, you need to help me to make that claim in court or it goes on YouTube. You don't get to gaslight or abuse the disabled. Megan Maesgatis does not get a free pass just because she is a volunteer. It doesn't work that way. She is still a mandated reporter. Megan Maesgatis showed her true colors and her intent after claiming that she was gonna help me with these things. Well, she did a complete 180. She did everything she could to make every excuse not to turn this shit in. I'm tired of the lip service. Oh my God. I am gonna have to end this video and go pee. It's good to be ready if somebody's coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. And remember, you are your brother's keeper. No victim left behind.